Okay, hey people. Hi. Had to jump on today, wasn't planning to, but owing to experiments that I've been conducting, accidents and fucking up. Well, when I fuck up with stuff, with health at times, which I do, I force myself to do things that I once knew that I forgot, right? And I've written a book on aged urine, so I know all the protocols, the 8 ways I advise people to get aged urine in them. But I myself have not been following all the protocols since I wrote the book. I kind of went off the boil with a lot of them and did a maintenance mode with just drinking aged urine and not doing it up the nose. Certainly, I still do massages at night time a little bit, not my whole body ones when I'm at home with my parents. I'll do my face and my tummy and my gonads. Gonads are really important, by the way. I've talked enough about that shit, but yeah. Oh man, my eyes are still fucked and my nose is still fucked in a good way because I just had blast off with aged urine up the nose, and this is fucking shocking, man. I don't think this is ever gonna get boring. This can never ever get boring or fucking non-powerful. It's exactly like doing rapé mapucha. Is it mapucho? The ancient Native American medicine which contains caffeine in it up the nose. Of which I've done that too. It's the same fucking thing, and boy does this hurt, and boy does this fucking powerful, and boy is this awesome, and boy does this sort out the men from the boys, and boy does this heal the brain. The one place that needs the most help, Do you know my opinion? The one place that needs the most help in terms of healing, it's our brains, because our brains are fucked, and it's not even our fault, right? The matrix, imbalances of the brain hemispheres. People aren't even thinking properly, wrong values, mindsets, beliefs. God knows I've had those issues before, blah de blah. This, man, oh my god, it fucking activates something, man. I hadn't done it in weeks, let alone fresh urine. Maybe that's why it was such a shock today. Ate some crap and then thought, fuck it, you know what, I've got the medicine, now I'm going to have to go and sort out what the bad behaviour of what I've done with aged urine up my nose. But I forgot, I always forget. Oh man, it's such a fucking shock to the system, wow. First of all, you put a little bit up there, and I mean a little bit, and then I'll invert, and my eyes will start blurring, my head, and I'll tell you what, I'm not sure if you guys have ever had the feeling of feeling the inside of your brain, because when you do aged urine up the nose, when I've done it now, I've had this a few times before when I've fallen out of the practice, and I come back to it, and it's super powerful, it's only a few weeks old. I felt the top of my brain. I could feel the medicine, because it was burning, like, because it's alkaline. Right, not that alkaline's bad, it's just extreme alkaline. It's not bad alkaline, it's just extreme alkaline. And I could feel it burn. You're gonna say, oh no, it's bad. No, it's not bad. It's just medicine working, and it's extreme alkaline. It'll sort itself out. I'll tell you why another thing I found out about it I think is really powerful. But anyway, I felt the top of my brain burn. And I was like, fucking hell, I've never felt my brain. Who in the world feels the brain, yeah? Normally you can't feel any part of your brain. I'll tell you what, you can when you do aged urine up the nose, you can feel your brain. It's fucking cool as fuck. So therefore I know, when I can feel my brain, feel the liquid in my brain, I know where it's going. So what I do is I'll push it up, and then I'll invert my head, and then for a couple of seconds, and I can feel it hit the top of the brain and burn. I was like, holy fuck, man, this is crazy. Crystal, no, straight up. Straight up. I mean, Neti Pot's good. There's another thing I'm going to promote in a few weeks' time when I get around to buying it. Someone showed me. Getting it in through the ears. It's a special thing. You get it through the ears. It's special. It's an earwax removal thing. So I'll promote that in a bit, and I'll tag you if I remember. But no, straight up, just like that. And then what I'll do is, because of the brain hemispheres, right? There's the left and the right brain. The left nostril is the right brain. The right nostril is the left brain. That is very fucking true science. Play around with alternate nostril breathing, you'll find out that is true. So I'll do both. So at any one time when you decide to do aged urine up the nose, you do it like this. You think you're doing equal amounts to both noses. That is incorrect, because one nose is partly blocked and one is more open, because everyone is alternate nostril breathing. At any one moment in time, for an hour and a half, one of them's dominant and it switches to whatever long it is, 1 hour and a half, 2 hours, switches. So, at the session that you do your aged urine nose, you want the medicine to get into the left brain, the right brain, and it's counterintuitive. The left nostril does not go to the left brain. Left nostril goes to the right nostril goes to the left brain, right? Opposite to what you think. So to get in both, you just go normally, as if you think, okay, do it normally, right? not tilting towards one nose, do it to both noses, and that will go to the dominant one at a time, the one that's more open. It might be the left nostril, so say it's left nostril. Fine, take some up. And then, because I realise I want to do both hemispheres of my brain, not just half a brain, who wants to clean up half a brain? Yeah, that's better than nothing, but that's stupid, isn't it? You're not half a brain. You're not a fucking female left side or a fucking masculine right side. You're a fucking man and woman inside that shit. So I do both brains. I do it normally, so that I go through the dominant one. You figure out which one's dominant. It's very easy. One of them will be more blocked. The one that's more blocked afterwards, I will block the one that's dominant, and the one that's kind of blocked, I will go for it and try and sniff it up. Now this will be harder because it's more blocked, so you're gonna have to try harder and put more medicine in. And I'm talking about age, which burns anyway. So what I did today was I played around with it, and I did a lot. I did 3 or 4 sessions. I tortured myself pretty much. It's my own fucking fault because I ate some crap food and I thought fuck it. And in night time I don't normally do that, so I thought fuck it. I'm gonna torture myself, and it was worth it though. It was worth it. And let me tell you the benefits of what I experienced. This is the exciting shit. I did rapé earlier, 2 months ago at a friend's house, first time. And what I noticed straight as away as the rapé, and it was fucking painful too, is I noticed and I felt a complete centeredness within my body. Here's the reason. Do you want to know the reason why we need to do age urine up the nose? The main reason? There's 2. Abundant negative ions are in the aged urine, and I mean, okay, I could talk forever about this subject. I literally can. I could talk forever about these 2 things. I'm going to try and get this out in a condensed information. Aged urine up the nose. Negative ions abundant. Now, I've been camping for 11 days by the beach in the Isle of Wight. So I've experienced 24/7, and literally I hiked around the outskirts. Hear me out. So when I was breathing in the beach, high negative ion air from the beach and the nose, and I was getting it through the nose up to the brain. And 60% of the oxygen, by the way, you get through the nose goes straight to the brain. It doesn't even go to the lungs. Doesn't even go to the fucking lungs. It goes to the brain, and then it gets diffused from the brain into the blood and back into the system. Did you know that? Interesting information. The point is that negative ions are magic. That's why I'm writing my 3rd book on it, right? It's going to come out at the end of the month. But actually, I'm damn sure that the main benefit of aged urine is negative ions. I am damn sure now. I know that there's a lot of science which I haven't discovered. But anyway, listen. I did the 11 days of Isle of Wight camping. Went around the island, the outskirts, and I had constantly 24/7. I was breathing in negative ions. Now that did give me a brain high. It did. But it's a slow brain high, and it doesn't activate quickly. Now, this, I concur, I think, is way more powerful than negative ions. I know the ORP meter might disagree with me, that the negative ions aren't as abundant. It will agree there is a lot in here, but it will disagree with what you're saying, Harry. 24 hours in breathing in that shit, air ions, is less powerful than liquid negative ions. Yes, I would. I'm saying that liquid negative ions in aged urine. I can't speak on liquid negative ions in other subjects. I can speak on this. Liquid negative ions in this is way more powerful than, like, say, 5 days near a waterfall. That's good shit. Whoa, holy fuck, that's good shit. Breathing in the air of a waterfall, being at the beach, negative ion air. Yes, please, sir. Don't get me wrong. But if you're comparing 5 days of that versus just a couple of weeks of this, I know which one. And also rapé up the nose. Rapé is very similar too. Okay, so that's the first thing. Negative ions. I speak tons more of it in my 3rd book. It does loads of shit. Dilates the blood vessels, negative ions. Another one I talked about in previous videos is negative ions decrease serotonin. People think, including pretty much everyone in the health community, because we're programmed by society, thinks that we need more serotonin. Well, I'll tell you something that scientists discovered in the 60s, 70s, and 80s is not talked about. It's going to be my 3rd book, quite a big feature, because we had to unbrainwash ourselves from bullshit. Serotonin, lack of serotonin is not a problem. Negative ions, according to officially, some experiments have been done. Negative ions lower serotonin levels. Positive ions, which are fucking bad for us, raise them. People have an excess of serotonin. There's something called serotonin. You don't believe me? Go and look at Google serotonin irritability syndrome. Negative ions are a good thing, and they lower serotonin into the. What they do is they take away. They bring it back to perfect balance. Most of us have too much serotonin. Anyway, that's another topic. So negative ions, like a lot of things, dilates blood vessels, reduces serotonin, and it brings back bliss to the brain, right? And then what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, okay. And then so there's 2 key reasons, right, for age urine up nose. That one, you're flooding your body with a fuck ton of negative ions, way more than the beach. Beach takes a couple of days. You can do the job of magic medicine, get an equal, more powerful benefit in like way quicker time. So that's fucking cool. Now, the reason what encourages me to do it, and I hope you guys too, is I recognise in myself I'm an extreme case of imbalanced brain hemispheres. The depression, feeling suicidal, negative self-talk, not wanting to be here, hating everybody, and all that shit. So it destroyed my my right brain. My female brain is completely destroyed. Even now, I'm still healing, but it's a lot better. It was really bad at some points. My right brain, my left brain's always been masculine, fucking I'm a shit and dominant and all that stuff. That's not a problem. But anyway, there's an imbalance between the brain hemispheres, right? The corpus callosum and all that shit. When I did the rapé 2-3 months ago, and it was painful. The first thing I noticed was centeredness, calm. Now, it wasn't negative ions, because I don't believe there is in Mapucho rapé. There is negative ions. That was almost like the medicine was hitting the corpus callosum and corpus callosum, as it's called, and it was rebalancing the imbalance between my brain hemispheres. Which, by the way, I'm just a human, so what works for me works for you. So everyone's got imbalance to a degree, at different varying degrees, but everyone's got some kind of imbalance. And I think peace and calm and harmony within the human avatar begins. Look, working on the body is great, but if you work on the brain, that's where the balance and center comes. Now, yoga would agree with you. The balance and center comes in here. I pronounce this wrong. People criticize me. It's called sashimi, right? The left, right nostril in the middle is center. The third eye center point. The third eye center point in me is like off balanced. It's not center. I don't feel inside my body most times. It's very strange. I'm off center. And I think all of us are to some degree, right? So there's an imbalance between the brain hemispheres. And what we want to try and do is to... we don't try and do it, try and have a clean experience. But the point is to feel centered and calm and at peace. You can work on the body activations, but also there's a huge component. You can work on emotional health too. There's a huge component of you can actually get really powerful medicine to rebalance. Really powerful medicine, Urine up the nose. My fucking god. It'll give you the rebalance that you crave, that we all crave, the peace and harmony, complete centeredness inside your body. When I did the rapé, I felt like that after a few seconds to a minute to 2 minutes afterwards. I felt like, whoa. When I've done psychedelics too, by the way. Another subject. I felt complete centeredness in my body. Complete. And I did that tonight, and it was just like 2 weeks old, barely. Left, and then the right, and just the left. Afterwards, it was the same fucking feeling, so I know what's going on. It's hitting every... Look at this! Every single part of the brain, the insular, the inside bit, the outside bit, the prefrontal cortex, the ancient bits, the limbic bits, the fear center bits, the amygdala, shit like that. It fixes, and the corpus callosum is getting the medicine, so it rebalances the brain hemispheres. I forgot this lesson. How many times, Harry, are you going to talk about this and fucking forget lesson? Because I'm a stupid person. I fucking forget things all the time. Rapé, like it is ancient Native American medicine called Mapucho. Google Mapucho or rapé with an E apostrophe. It's what the Native Americans used to use, and they used to use it up the nose. It's got caffeine in it, but it's a lot of different herbs and shit in it. It's very powerful and painful too, just like Urine. People compare them as the same too. But anyway, the point is that what Urine up the nose does is it rebalances the brain hemispheres, and that is one way to fuck over the system and to feel peace and harmony. I think a huge part of why people don't feel at peace is, yeah, they're destroying their body, and the body and brain are connected, the mind and emotional health, but it's not even the way they think. I feel like it's like myself, there's a feeling of off-centeredness because of the structure of society is set up to be left brain dominant from school, from birth, from your parents. Everyone around you is so left brain dominant, and there's no more play and fun and creativity and do what the fuck you want, and everyone starts worrying about money at 16 and you've got to find a job, and you know, all this, it imbalances the system, and the way around it is to really do these practices. And like, I mean, every day. I've not been myself, I'm just making a point that I know that the medicine is there to do every day, and it will rebalance your hemispheres. I want everyone to try this. If you've not experienced it, what the hell? You're here on this earth to experience as much as you can and to rebalance this and try your hardest to be the healthiest version of yourself. You're going to fuck up too, like I do, right? But it does. It rebalances and gives you that centeredness and calms. And quite frankly, I know the ultimate way now if you've got Alzheimer's or dementia, or if you're worried about brain diseases, there are many things we can tackle and help you, which we all know about, fasting fruits and whatever you want. There's all ways to do it, but the best way, the quickest way, the best way, the most... it just fucking shocks me every time, is going to be for brain diseases. Hatha Yoga Pradika said that neti pot actually will cure all diseases above the throat, right? So it's implying the head, the brain, the neti pot. Neti pot's good. Neti pot aged urine, yeah, that'll work. Just get it up there. Just get the fucking snort it up and get it up into that brain, because that's where it has. And every time I do it, I feel energetic and I feel more, my brain cells open up, and it's, like I said, the combination of two things. It's the medicine rebalancing the brain hemispheres between the imbalance between our brain hemispheres, the corpus callosum or whatever it's going on. So now there's a calm centeredness, but you combine the calm centeredness with the negative ions, of which I believe, even though the ORP meter says it's only like minus 300, which is a lot, I just think it's way more than just being out at the beach for the whole fucking day in terms of what it does for your brain activation. I know it sounds crazy, but I've experienced them both, and this one is so fucking shocking to me. It's almost like there's a ridiculous amount in just a couple of weeks old aged urine of negative ions. I really do think it's negative ions, based in mind of what I'm researching on negative ions and how negative ions improve cognitive function, how negative ions also reduce anxiety. You know that, going back to another topic I said about serotonin, people are making way too much serotonin. Actually, studies are showing that, I don't know why I've been brainwashed like everyone else to think we don't make enough serotonin and we need more serotonin. No, people are making way too much. You know what it said in the studies? Since the 60s, 70s, 80s, social anxiety is caused, one of the reasons why people that are socially anxious have too much serotonin in a particular part of the brain called the amygdala, can't pronounce it, the fear center. There's too much serotonin in the blood is bad, but in the brain it's fucking bad for social anxiety. And guess what? Negative ions, when they hit the amygdala in the brain, they lower serotonin and reduce social anxiety. Now this explains why aged urine makes you feel like a god and fearless, because when you drink it, it also goes to the brain, a small amount, not as much as if you did it up the nose. That also explains why you feel like a brain high and fearless when you do aged urine up the nose, because you're effectively reducing excess serotonin from the brain. I need to study more on serotonin. I'm not wrong in what I'm saying. I don't think they are. There's too much science on it. I don't know. God knows why we've come to this position. I'm trying to figure out serotonin resistance, and serotonin resistance is a thing. There's a lot of shit to work out. So there's confusion on my part, but there's also knowledge that this is it. It doesn't really matter about the geeky shit that we're talking about as long as you're doing the protocols right. It doesn't really matter. I just do the geeky shit for fun, and so that we can keep invested in shit, because it's hard to do, and it's hard to maintain that. So yeah, all right, okay. Yes, calm and centeredness. Oh, lucky, this is it, man. This is it. It'll give you the calm and centeredness in your brain when you do it. It's very much so. Very powerful way to do it. We don't have the beach and the mountain air, negative ion air around us. We live in the cities and towns. We live in shit places. So this is the one for calm centeredness and high activation energy. It's half the reason I think why I can talk so fast all the time. You know what? I think half the reason why I think I talk so fast all the time is I'm passionate and I'm healthy, but I think it's the abundance of negative ions in my body from aged urine. I'm drinking it most of the time, not doing up the nose most of the time. So I'm flooding my body generally on a day with aged urine, and it makes my my mood and concentration and all the good shit go up. So yeah. Anyway, all right. I don't talk too much. Thank you very much for watching, and God bless you. And let's do some aged urine up the nose. Don't die. All right. Stay safe and.